Well, some week, I think we've got to temper any kind of enthusiasm and optimism with the fact that you've still got one of your players in intensive care in a London hospital.
I mean, very much so, James. I mean, I think what we've got to understand is Fabrice has improved enormously in this week, but he remains in intensive care. He remains seriously ill, and we're all hopeful that he'll continue, knowing the fighter he is, and the level of support he has from his immediate family. You know, his partner Shona, his father Marcel, and so we hope for that continued improvement. And but we've got to understand he's still, it's still serious. But where he is now from where we started, it's been truly incredible.
Without breaching any sort of confidence, I know you had a chat with him. Was it like talking to Fabrice of old, if you like, prior to Saturday?
Well, I've got to stress as well, because there's that many reports about people in to see him and this and that. When anybody is in to see Fabrice, you're talking about between 30 seconds to a minute maximum. So people have to put that in context. But yeah, I was very fortunate to see him on a number of occasions, and bit by bit, then obviously it got a little bit better. But we have to keep hoping and praying for that continues to be the case. But it was great to see him, as I say, improving from where he started on Saturday night to the point when I obviously returned home to get the lads back together. It truly was remarkable.
Be honest, on Saturday night, did you think you'd be having an interview like this, talking about a player making good progress? Did you think the worst?
Well, I think there's part of you that always, you always fear the worst, because my immediate, as you know, I've been on the pitch straight away, because there's no doubt it was a serious situation, and when you've seen him there, and all I wanted to do as a manager was just to go and lift him up, but you truly understand the medical team were exceptional in what they were doing, and for Andrew to come out of the stand as a Tottenham supporter, and a senior cardiologist to be there to help in that process, it was amazing. And but where we are now, then of course the family, I've got to say, Shona, his partner, Marcel, his dad, they were always, as much as Saturday night was probably, I would say we were all in a bit of shock. They were really positive, as we believed as well, because I think when we knew the amount of people that were, that had Fabrice in his thoughts, that were praying globally, not regardless of what your belief may be or what your church may be, but it was a unity which was incredible, and I've got no doubts that that energy was transmitted to Fabrice from his family, because he knew the support they were getting. Every message that I was getting, I was passing on and letting them know, everybody had Fabrice in their thoughts, and where we are now, it's it's an understatement to say remarkable, because but again, he's still got a long way to go, and we're hopeful that continues.
And accepting that, the fact that the club doctor said, look, for 78 minutes he was pretty much dead and had 15 shock treatments. Remarkable doesn't even begin to describe it. It's almost miraculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of merit in that. There's no doubt about it, because when obviously Andy Mitchell and the doc were with him then, and then my other physio Luke had came to me. This is just it, as the ambulance was leaving, and he said he'd obviously told me how many shocks he'd already received. So then I had to go and relay to my players, because I had to let them know as a group, because that's what we are. We're very tight knit as a group, to let them know straight away. I said, but as soon as anything happens, then you'll be kept informed, and we just have to, as I say, get together. Whatever you do, if you pray, if you don't, whatever it is you do, then do it now, obviously for Fabrice. And at that moment I'd said to the skipper, myself and the skipper just get changed, and we went straight away, obviously, to the hospital. And that night, that was a long night, because obviously, but they managed to get Fabrice going, certainly his heart going. But what they did, and I'm out of my comfort zone here now, they ended this 24-hour period that they call, I think it was a cooling down period, when they just stabilise everything. And then that's why, I think you all realise, I think we were all, the family and the representative from the club, we were all at the hospital from about 8 o'clock Monday morning, because that was the 24 hours would have then have lapsed. And what they were doing is, they start to warm Fabrice up to his own body temperature, and they start to withdraw the support they were giving. And at that point, Fabrice has to kick in of his own accord to have any chance of coming through this. And that's why Monday was such a remarkable day. I think as they started to do that, obviously Shona was allowed in just to see him fleetingly. But when she went in, I think Fabrice had opened his eyes, and she came out, and you can imagine, Shona was as high as a kite. And from that point on, the next time, he moved his arms and moved his legs, and and just bit by bit he was showing signs of recovery, which, you know, the top specialist himself found incredible at that stage. So yeah, he's came a long way, but as I said, we must continue in that vein.
Because I imagine at that stage the doctor's job is to kind of always temper your enthusiasm, your positiveness, and say, look, hang on a minute, this could take longer, and suddenly he's opening his eyes, he's squeezing people's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that they've obviously got to have a sense of realism, and I've got to say Andrew and Sam from the London Chest Hospital, who is a hospital themselves, well, when you see the work they do, it's truly extraordinary. And I have to say as well, I mean, if this had happened somewhere else, we might not be having the same conversation just now. We're very fortunate that Andrew came out of the stands and was able to take the ambulance to the London Chest Hospital, and from then on they did what they did best. It's amazing when you see them at work in operation. And but Sam, as I say, and Andrew kept the family and myself fully informed every step of the way, of course with that sense of realism, but at the same time, you know, stressing to the point, you know, people have recovered for this, and giving you that hope and that positivity, which just went through, you know, everybody anyway, because, you know, we feel we're very positive anyway at the best of times, and that really came through, and all credit to them.
I think when you see the tributes that Rick Stadium, I think initially it probably very much like yourself, was a numbness and there was a shock, and then on the Sunday it changed very quickly to an emotion of kind of resolve and togetherness. Was that reflected right there at the scene as well? Yeah,
I mean, I think that, yeah, you're right, there was the Saturday night, there was a sense of shock and everything else, but bit by bit, because of the group that was there, whether they just, you know, bounced off each other, whatever you want to call it, but there was that sense of unity. And the other thing as well, James, as you know, globally, the support that was coming in from, it gave you that bond. You knew that everybody had Fabrice in the thoughts and in their prayers, which it was so important. I mean, I don't think the word prayer has been used ever so much, and, you know, long may that continue, because there's no doubt that that's helped a long way.
Is that a reminder to you, I mean, looking on the positive side, how special this club is? I mean, you know it's a family club, that's why it matters so much to you, but it's been emphasised this week, and not only the support from outside, but the way you've dealt with it inside. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's, you know, what we've always tried to build. You know, I was fortunate when I played at Bolton Wanderers. I felt it was a family club, and I felt a big part of it, and that was a big, obviously, big lure in coming back, because what I had at Burnley Football Club was truly exceptional with everybody there as well. And but when we came in, it was something I was conscious that we wanted to make sure it was known as a family club. We know that, you know, football games, you can win them, you can lose them, but it was important that we had an identity as a football club, I feel, and try to build that family club. I've got to say, we've been supported worldwide by everybody in terms of, you know, helping us at Bolton Wanderers while we try to help Fabrice. So I want to place on record my thanks to everybody for that, both inside of football and outside, because it has been truly humbling how people have given you that level of support and encouragement.
I think the common question that I've been probably asked to ask you was, you know, A, is he going to be okay, and B, will he play? And I guess both of those are too early to give a sort of definitive answer.
Well, the second one to that, I mean, I don't think for me that's all important just now. You know, if Fabrice plays again, then great. The big thing for me was that Fabrice is fitting well for Shona and Joshua, his lad, and his family, Marcel, his dad, and mum and everything else. I think that is the biggest player in this, that he gets back to that. And but as a football club, you know, whatever it is, we'll be with Fabrice every step of the way and helping where we can. And, you know, he's part of our family, and he always will be.
And a final point for me, it was Saturday night a sign that things are going in the right way, that there was that kind of care there instantly, or is there something more we need to do in terms of screening of players? And there's been talk of that. I mean, I know Fabrice was screened, and that happens regularly. Does it have to be more regular? Do we have to learn from what's happened? Again,
I think that's for you know, as managers, we just want to make sure that our players are okay in the best possible condition to play their games, but knowing that nothing in terms of that, we accept that the injury will always be part and parcel of football, you know, tackles and stuff like that. But, you know, what happened to Fabrice, we don't want that happening to anybody. Now, I'm obviously led to believe as well, is that although you do your screening, that sometimes things might not show up, it could change from one year to another and everything else. But we certainly don't want that happening, because you know, we're young men like that. And again, it's great that Fabrice is a talented footballer, but what's been shown, I think, worldwide, is that people are aware that how nice a lad he was and how genuine he was as a man. And that, I think that's why, you're right, everybody's shown that strength of unity all over the world, and that's been great. But in answer to the question, yeah, of course, if it means extra screening, then so be it, because I think everybody's health's all important, because I think what Saturday night is showing everybody is how fragile, you know, life could be, and it could be taken away from you at any given moment. So I think it's important that everybody, whether you be a footballer or not, know that they're in the best possible shape.